Spinning of coir yarn on motorized traditional rat. Cleaning of coir fiber before spinning into coir yarn. The coir fibers are first cleaned by hand from nose fibers, bits of husk, etc. This loosened fiber sprinkled with water is passed through a winnowing machine for removal of the last traces of pith on it. The coir fiber passed through this machine having revolving combing nails or blades and is obtained as clean, and the fibers are more or less parallel. This is then rolled into slivers, which are used for spinning on motorized traditional rat. Most of the coir yarn is spun from mixed fiber from retted husks, although certain qualities known as unsoaked or beech yarn are also produced from fiber out of unsoaked or partially soaked green husks. The winnowing machine is working with the help of a 1 HP motor or 2 HP motor. Traditional rats are now motorized. The power of the motor is 0.25 HP. The motor avoids rotation of the stationary stand by a worker. This is how the rat functions. The connection of this two plastic strings are connected to the stands over the spinners, one for switch on the rat and the other to stop the rotation of the rat. The control of the rat is always with the spinners. When the strand has broken, they stops the rat. The working of the rat is similar to the traditional rat except for stopping the rotation of the rats. The slivers of the coir fiber are taken by two women, who keep the fiber in their armpits, make a loop with the small length of sliver. Short lengths of sliver drawn out by hand are hooked onto the notches of the spindles on the stationary stand and gives the sliver a uniform thickness. The spindles are there made to rotate by the anti-clockwise direction of the wheel on the stationary stand. As the wheel is being rotated, the two spinners deliver the fiber in the required thickness, walking backwards till the required length of strand is reached. The rotation of the wheel on the fixed stand is then stopped. The fiber ends of the single strands are joined together and connected to a notch of the spindle on the movable frame. A yarn guide consisting of a triangular piece of wooden plank with grooves on the two sides terminating with the angular end of the piece is then inserted in between the strands so that the individual strands pass through the grooves. The wheel on the movable frame is then rotated in the clockwise direction so as to impart a twist in a direction opposite to that in the single strands. This is synchronized with the careful and steady movement of the movable frame closer to the stationary frame to allow for the contraction in the length of the yarn in the process of doubling operation. In the process of making the 2-ply coir yarn, the spindles on the stationary stand is rotated to prevent loosening of the twist on the single strands in the course of imparting the doubling twist by the operation of the wheel on the movable frame. The yarn guide regulates the twist, prevents entanglement of the strands at the time of the doubling operation and binds the strands closer. When the length to be twisted becomes shorter, the movable frame is turned towards the stationary frame for a short distance. By now, the yarn guide would have reached the stationary frame. The turning of the wheels are stopped and the movable frame taken back to the original place. All the ends from stationary stand are then cut off and the yarn is tested for sufficiency of twist. The spun yarn in length of 15 to 25 meters is reeled into hanks. Productivity and wages to the workers are increased as only 2 spinners are required for spinning. Nowadays, the motorized traditional rod is provided with a small winnowing machine. By changing the belt, the fiber required for spinning into yarn is cleaned with the help of the winnowing machine attached to the spinning rod. Nowadays, the stationary stand and movable stands are provided with quarter HP motors. It enables that one woman can spin the fiber by both hands without depending on other spinners.